Welcome to the third class of ethics. I already made two videos of ethics. In the first class, I discussed why we should learn ethics, and in the second class, I have discussed about what is the difference between ethics, morality, and law. So in today's video, I will talk about essence of ethics. So first, let's understand what is the dictionary meaning of essence. So, essence of ethics means nothing but the crux or core of ethics. So, or we can say, like, what are the indispensable properties or qualities of ethics that comes under essence of ethics? Okay. So, what are the absolute necessary things for the development of various kinds of ethics? So, this is indispensable properties of ethics. So let's understand what are the indispensable properties of ethics. First, process of socialization. So what do you mean by socialization? It is the process through which culture passes from one generation to the next generation. We can say in India, for example, in India, socialization is very strong. Why in India socialization is very strong? So it is because of the influence of joint family, we can say. So the joint family system in India that leads to the development of ethics of collective decision making. Why socialization is needed? It is needed for making us responsible and participating member of the society. Okay, now let's understand the next indispensable properties of ethics. So, the next indispensable property of ethics is that man is not only the product of culture but also the producer of culture. So, one not only learns culture but he or she can also change it. Okay, so for example, the contribution of Mother Teresa, we can say Gandhiji, and we can also say about Raja Rammohn Roy, Dalai Lama ji, and Nelson Mandela, and many more. So their contribution, for example, the way Raja Rammohn Roy abolished Shati Pratha. So his role from his effort, like our culture completely changed. Okay, so we can say that man is not only product of culture but producer of culture as well. Third, ethics vary according to time, place, and person. So what was ethical in 17th century might not be ethical today, or whatever is ethical today might not be ethical in future. Okay, or what is ethical in American society might not be ethical in Indian society. Okay, so and or we can say whatever is like a person in America thinks ethical and whatever an Indian thinks ethical may be like completely different. Ethics vary according to time, place, and person. Okay. Now let's understand the fourth indispensable property of ethics. That is, ethics operates at different level. Okay. For example, at the level of individual, organizational, socio-cultural, political, and international level. Okay, and ethics at each level affect each other. So they are not completely separate, but they are interrelated. Okay, so the ethics that operates at the individual level is linked to the organizational level, and the organizational ethics of organizational level is linked to the ethics of socio-cultural level and political level and international level. Number 5, ethics are subjective and abstract. Okay, so we have seen that yeah, ethics like depends varies according to time, place, and person. So it is subjective, right? And abstract. We cannot objectively say what is like. Sometimes we face dilemmas, so we cannot objectively say it is ethical or it is not ethical. According to our society, something can be ethical, but something cannot be ethical. Okay. Number 6, ethics comes into play also when human interact with non-human beings like animal, environment, etc. We can say, for example, there is environmental ethics. It says we should not like pollute our environment, right? So there is a branch called environmental ethics, and there is also animal ethics, how we should treat a particular animal. Okay, they, even animal also have rights, so that also comes under animal ethics. Now let's delve deeper into certain other aspects of ethics, and let's understand absolute and relative ethics. Absolute ethics, it says there are universal moral rules, so it applies to everyone, everywhere, and at all times. Okay, and relative ethics says moral rules may vary according to different situations. Okay, depending on the person, place, time, and culture. Absolute ethics is strict and relative ethics is flexible. Okay, so absolute ethics, one cannot change it. Okay, but in case of relative ethics, one can change it depending on the situation. So relative ethics, it depends on the situation. We can mold it according to the situation. It adapts to different cultures and situations according to it. Okay, for example, stealing is wrong no matter what is the situation in case of absolute ethics. Okay, but in case of relative ethics, stealing is okay if it is for feeding the starving family. Okay, so absolute, and the third thing is absolute ethics does not encourage cultural diversity. So, but the positive thing is that the single ethical, it leads to the development of single ethical code for various human actions, right? For example, the UN Human Rights Code. And the positive about the relative ethics is that it encourages cultural diversity. Whereas absolute ethics does not take circumstances into account, but relative ethics, it takes circumstances into account. Absolute ethics is objective, rigid, and absolute, and relative ethics is subjective, flexible, and situational. Okay, let me give you few examples. For example, in case of absolute ethics, killing is immoral. Okay, for whatever reason it is, killing is immoral. But relative ethics says that killing terrorist is moral. Okay, we can kill a terrorist. But absolute ethics says we cannot kill even a terrorist. Okay. Second example I can give, that is of Hinge dilemma. So you can watch my first class of ethics. There I have discussed it in detail. Okay. So here I'm just telling you the brief. Hinge was a person and his wife was suffering from cancer. So she needs a medicine which was very expensive. Hinge, he went to the pharmacy, and he asked, told the owner everything, but the owner did not discount the price. So now Haynes do not have money, but Haynes needs the medicine for his wife. Else his wife will die. Okay. So what do you think in that situation Haynes should do? Should he steal the medicine? In case of absolute ethics, it says do not steal the medicine. Even if your wife is dying, do not steal the medicine. But in case of relative ethics, we can say that okay, steal the medicine because your wife is dying and the pharmacy owner is not giving any concession or any discount. So yeah, pharmacy owner is not giving you the medicine for free and you do not have money, so you can steal the medicine. Okay, so relative ethics, those who believe in relative ethics says that okay, steal the medicine. Okay, let's see the third example. Let me give you the case of, let's say, an old lady. Okay, so there is a old lady from village, and she does not have any documents to avail the benefits of government. So she came to your office and asked for including her name in the beneficiary list. Now, as a DM of your area, what will you do? Will you give her the benefit of the scheme or not? So, in this situation, who believes in absolute ethics says you should not give her benefit because it is not according to the law. The law requires the documents, right? But in case of the, like those who believes in the relative ethics says you should give her benefit as she is very old and she needs the benefit. So this is the difference between absolute ethics and relative ethics. I hope you understand whatever I said. So, okay, guys, this is all for today. Your homework will be to see the previous year question paper and see what type of questions they are asking. UPSC is asking, okay. So, next time I will also try to include a previous year question paper. So, I was thinking today, but I just forgot. So, from like next day onward, I will try to include UPSC previous year question paper. Okay. So thank you guys. Like I hope you will appreciate my effort. Like it takes lot of effort.